Hello, everybody, and welcome back. So we have some Swampert action to start things off. Just to show you, a lot of times with Swampert, it doesn't hurt to switch to Victory Bell right off the bat, just because so many people are used to seeing our team and to seeing, us expecting us to switch to Medicham. So you can sometimes catch people off guard, and you'll see a few videos of that. But for now, let's go ahead and talk about the current video, which is our Medicham versus Bastiodon. Now, we all remember Lars's golden rule. Bastiodon is a great Pokemon. You want it in the front, but out of the back, folks. It's a really, really tough Pokemon in the back just because it makes you have to rely on your other Pokemon, just one Pokemon, as a safe swap. And I always like to use either Pokemon in any instance as a safe swap, depending on what team I'm seeing. So, just a little bit of advice. You can choose to, ignore it if you want, but it's just something I've always kind of gone by. You always want to have both Pokemon capable of swapping. So this one, really, really weird. I just threw it in there because it was kind of fun. I always, even though I know a lot of people are like, you're using kind of a normal team, but I do like fighting people who are using something unusual. I think it's really cool. And yeah, the Victini is nuts, but does some damage. So what we're gonna do here, go ahead and let the Sledge Wave hit us, then just finish this guy off, punch him to death. And then of course here comes Victini. We're gonna use a power-up punch. I'm gonna try to bait it. Don't really do anything. Just keep throwing power-up punch after power-up punch. Get its health down as low as possible. They bring in Old Trevenant. They catch my power-up punch. Bringing in Bastiodon. There's a Seed Bomb. And then this, of course, is going to be a Seed Bomb. It has to be a Seed Bomb. And Flamethrower. There we go. Now we're going to quick switch as soon as old Bastiodon dies. We're quick switching, well, not quick switching, but rather we're bringing in our friend Victory Bell. Going to shield this Shadow Ball. And then here comes Victini. Then I have Medicham take that hit. We know it has a V-Create charged. I'm not too familiar with counting, but from what I remember, it did, and so it did. Medicham absorbed the attack, and then Victory Bell came in to finish it off. And it's on to the next one. Here we go. What do we have here? Bastiodon versus another Trevenant. Trevenant, very popular lead, and I don't need to explain why. With Trevenant, I have changed things up a little bit. This person, though, again, Bastiodon on the back, they quick switched from Trevenant, expecting us to use Flamethrower, but we didn't. Instead, we saved that energy. They switched to Bastiodon. With Bastiodon, I like to charge up Power Up Punch. I will use Power Up Punch near the end, but I won't do the minigame. And then I'll finish it off with my Fast Attack. It can only get one Flamethrower off, and now you have almost 2 Psychics ready to go. And those Psychics are powered up, so they're all the more dangerous, even to something like Trevenant. So go ahead, there's a Shadow Ball, tank it, whatever. Here comes, of course, Skarmory. No problem. Go ahead, Aqua Tail. They're trying to fake us out. We do have Bastiodon in the back, so we are golden. There's nothing else it can really do. Sorry, Drapion. Skarmory, Drapion. Either way, we're golden. We're good. Let's go ahead. Let's check out the next one. And what do we have here? We have a Mantine, another really rare Pokemon. Really rare. They switched to, of course, Galarian Stunfisk. I know you guys have heard me say this like 30 million times, but Galarian Stunfisk, we're always going to never shield. Remember to never ever shield. Earthquake, Rock Slide, that's the best it can do if you're throwing those power-up punches. And someone had asked last season if you can just save the last power-up punch, and the answer is no. Unfortunately not. They will get a second Earthquake off if you choose to save that energy. So, better to save the shield and expend the energy than the other way around. Go ahead, there's the Bubble Beam. It's not going to do too much damage against Bastiodon, even though it is super effective. So, there's a Stone Edge for our friend Mantine. Here comes another Bubble Beam. No problem. Let's see what they got going on. It's a Medicham, and with our 2 shields, nothing they can do. They realize it as well. That's it. Game over. All right. And what do we have next? We have, let's see here, Azumarill. Azumarill, I think I lost this one. Let me show you some ones I lost. Azumarill is tough. It always depends on the season. Because Azumarill is so versatile, you can pretty much put it in any team. Yeah, like they have a Noctowl here. Not much. I think I quit right after this one. Sky Attack. Yeah, it's pretty much over at this point. I think I was just seeing what they had in the back to see if I could just so I can get a feel for if there is a certain team that's forming this season. I switch to, let's see, Dragon Medicham, and then that's it. Right after this, I have Trevenant in the back. So yeah, that's a really tough team. In the future, I probably would have switched to maybe Victory Bell, but we'll see. So here comes Swampert. I switch to Victory Bell. I do get one fast move off. It's hard to tell because of this. I've sped it up to 2.5 times speed. So we bring in Bastiodon. Think the Brave Bird. Obviously, don't shield. Don't use any charged moves whatsoever. Go ahead and tank it. And then we're going to go ahead. We're going to kill that. And now we're going to bring in our Bastion, or we're going to use Stone Edge. They do shield, which is kind of weird. You do have Umbreon in the back. And let me tell you, I have seen quite a bit of Umbreon this season. Last season, it was almost nowhere to be found. But this is probably due to so many people last season being tired of all the Trevenant and all the Sableye. And they found, refuge in Umbreon. So there it is, which is great news for us because both Bastiodon and Medicham can take out Umbreon. And now we are looking really, really good. Another Swampert lead we were able to turn around. Another power-up punch. There it is. At this point, it's over. It's another victory. And now we're on to the next one, which is another victory. And now we're on to the next one, which is another Swampert lead. They swapped to, of course, Skarmory. This time, they didn't kill our Victory Bell outright. They wanted us to farm it down just a little tiny bit, or a lot, and now it's going to be a little bit more harder. So this person was maybe a little bit more skilled, but they do have a Shadow Swampert, which is great news for us because we immediately switch to Medicham. We're going to bring out this Psychic. We're going to hit it with the Psychic. There it is. We do get the defense break. There's a Frenzy Plant. And then we're going to get one last Psychic off here. And they're going to be forced to make a tough decision. There it is. They opt not to shield. They probably thought I was going to bait him. Regardless, we are golden now because they're going to use a Hydro Cannon. Even if I didn't shield, he had 2 built up. So I just wanted to make sure they weren't going to do anything else. But we could take a Hydro Cannon, so we're good. That's another one. All right, now these, then I'm going to show you a little bit more recent. The other ones were from night before last-ish. So again, Altaria, they switched to Bastiodon. Don't do it, folks. Don't leave Bastiodon in the back. As you'll see here, I charge up, and then I use power-up punch. There it is. Don't play the minigame, and then just finish them off, and you'll get almost, it's like 1 3/4 Psychic, which against Altaria is great news because you can kill it. There's another Psychic if they choose not to shield, obviously. And then we have a Azumarill, bringing in Victory Bell. Done. That's it. Go ahead. Let's check out the next one. See what's going on. And we have a Dragonair. Now, this one, please keep this in mind. Whenever you see a Dragonair, no matter what, expect a Bastiodon in the back. I've seen this team way too many times, and I've lost way too many times because I have sacrificed my Medicham. Don't do it. Bring in Victory Bell against this Dragonair. Now, I know Victory Bell isn't going to be super effective. We are going to have to use a shield. Regardless, there it is. There's a Bastiodon. We need to save Medicham for this Bastiodon. That way, bring in Medicham and just keep plugging away against this thing. I mean, do your best. We have a Medicham in the back. Use that Psychic. We have that extra few hits, so we're going to be okay. They're going to throw a Psychic against us. No problem. That's totally fine. Here comes a Psychic. We're throwing our Psychic. They shield, of course. We are bringing Bastiodon because we want Bastiodon to absorb this Ice Punch. I knew in my heart of hearts they were going to try to throw that Ice Punch. That's why I quick switched in Bastiodon to tank it. They quick switch in Bastiodon of their own. They kind of have a feeling for my game plan. Here's that Flamethrower. We're going to be able to kill this Bastiodon before it can get a Flamethrower off, which is huge because we shield that Ice Punch. We throw a Psychic of our own, and it's over. That's it. That's game, and I want to thank you all for watching, and have a great, awesome rest of your day.